I'd be lying to you if I tell you that I had it all figured out or understand what all of this means. I don't. But I have faith in God's plan, I have faith in God's will, and I have faith that God's sovereignty is paramount because Jesus Christ is the King of the entire universe and He is the author of all creation. Christ is King. And so we came from the top of that highest mountain to the pit of the deepest valley, the valley of the shadow of death itself, as the Bible tells us. And when you're faced with something like that, you don't know how you're going to react. You don't know what the rules are. There's no playbook. There's no manual. There's no one coming to tell you, hey, this is what you do. But if you have God at the center of your heart, if you rely on the principles and teachings of the Holy Bible, and you listen to God's voice in those low hours in the middle of the night when you can't sleep and you're saying, why, God, why? He'll give you the answer. He will give you the answer. I promise you that. And it is only through the firm reliance of God that any of us have been able to get through this, have been able to get through the murder of our friend. And it is only through, and we can see God's grace imbued deeply in Erica Kirk and her strength as the cornerstone of Turning Point USA. Can we give a round for Erica, please? Because, you know, you talk about the division, you talk about the infighting. So whose side are you on? Are you on Ben's side? Are you on Tucker's side? And Candace and Megan and all the rest of it. And it's like, guys, I'm on Charlie's side, okay? I'm on Turning Point's side. I'm on America's side. I'm on Christ's side. That's the side. And behind the scenes, these are real people. These are real people with real lives, and at the center of that is a real family who lost their dad, 2 little kids who lost their father, a wife who lost her husband. And in the midst of all these comments and confusions and divisions, and I'm not saying you can't ask questions. I'm not like that. I ain't about that. I'm about freedom of speech. I've always been about freedom of speech. And you know who else was about freedom of speech? Charlie Kirk was about freedom of speech. So we don't do the canceling and the deplatforming and you can't talk to that person and this person disagrees so I can't. No, we're not about that. AmFest wasn't about that. Charlie wasn't about that. And I know that Erica's not about that. If Turning Point USA is going to succeed, it will do so, and it will do so by resting on those same principles and values upon which Charlie created it. Yes. And don't come into the Turning Point USA AmFest house and try to tell us to change. We're not doing it. So all of that is to say that when I told Erica about Grandma Jeannie, she said, Jack, I want her at AmFest. And I said, Erica, I'm gonna make it happen. And I will not let down Erica Kirk. And I will not let down Charlie Kirk. And I will not let down the legacy of Turning Point because this mission will continue. The worst thing we could do for Charlie's legacy, the worst thing we could do at all is to quit, is to surrender, is to let the left win, the violent left that took Charlie away from us. I'm not going to let them win.